this is where we are now. I'm going to go ahead, since we're close to El Paso. We're not talking to someone. If we was doing flight following, I would get the ATIS from ATC. They, as you go to different regions, they give you the altimeter setting. That's the main thing we're looking for here, and it's a good idea to check and see what the weather is ahead of you. So, got El Paso International. Their ATIS is the ATIS is Automatic Terminal Information Service. What that does is gives you some information pertinent to the airport for safe navigation. So that frequency is 120.0. So I'm going here. So this is what we're doing. And now the last leg of this flight, you might recall I had some problems. I had some problems with the knobs on here, so should be good to go now. So what did I say? 120.0. Yeah, 120. Here we go. 120. See frequency changing up here. I'm using this knob, but the physical knob. Then I'm gonna hit the toggle button to toggle it over. Now this is the main frequency. And I'm gonna go here and hit the COM 2.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Zulu.
So information Zulu.
El Paso International information Zulu. 2145 Zulu. Arriving runway 08 right. Departing runway 08 right. Wind 080 degrees 5 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions view at 5,000. Temperature 19. 2.4. Altimeter 3017. Advise on initial contact.
So 3017.
El Paso International information.
So this is this information here. 3017. I'm gonna let it play one more time.
Wind 080 degrees 5 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions view at 5,000. Temperature 19. 2.4. Altimeter 3017. Advise on initial contact. You have information Zulu.
So if I needed to call them up, I would actually I'm going to click this away. Oh, you know, let me listen to that weather one more time.
Right. Departing runway 08 right. Wind 080 degrees 5 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions view at 5,000. Temperature 19. 2.4. Altimeter 3017. Advise on initial contact. You have information Zulu.
Okay, so good weather. Just a few of 5,000. It's yep, the clouds are few and we're well above them. So we can look down, and one of the basic rules of thumb there, if you're flying along and trying to figure out, well, what is this weather? Is it overcast to be obvious? You can't. It's completely socked in with a solid cloud layer. But then you get into these smaller clouds. You get into broken, where you can see down through the clouds, but then not that good. You know, you may have, you know, it's not enough to make out where you are. But then if you can look down through the clouds, that's the broken, the second one I mentioned, where you can look down at some holes in the clouds. That's broken. It's a percentage wise, but I use this rule of thumb. And if it's scattered is you have some clouds, but you can see down through them. You're enough to be able to determine your position, your situational awareness. So that's how I'll determine it. And then of course, few is even fewer than that. It's just the scraggler clouds. I've actually flown through into a what they call a few. We're talking something like a big piece of cotton candy, and I broke that cloud up. So I wasn't actually in. I broke it up as a student pilot way back when, and I will show you the fuel, how the fuel management thing is. So when I switched the tanks before, it was they might be about the same. It wasn't that long ago. Never mind, belay my last. This is going to be a long stretch. And our next crossing is going to be the Salt Flats VOR, but we have a long ways to go. So I heard the autopilot disconnect. Let me monitor this. Alright, had me worried a little bit. So that's where we are now. We're kind of in the area there of the we're passing over the Hoban, Texas. There we did a while back. We're still in the area. So that's the area of the ghost town, named after a Catholic priest, Reverend Joseph Hoban. Hoban. Okay, so he traveled. What this priest did was he traveled by horseback and trained to serve remote parishes. And could you imagine that today? Let's see, who would be motivated enough to get on horseback and cross this vast territory to preach the gospel? So since then, the town was abandoned, and that was decades ago, of course. And it sits in the middle of the dusty ranchland, that we're flying over now.
Here's at 15, 500 feet. You crossed into Texas in the tracking V94 eastward. The desert is flattened into the vast ranchlands of West Texas, and you are heading toward the SFL VOR. The terrain is wide open, and the flight path is a straight line across the Permian Basin. Yeah, EWM is fading off the right wingtip. Flatlands stretching like an endless script. The mountains are gone, just a memory in the glass. West Texas ranchland moving way too fast. V94 painted on the GPS arc. Every mile that passes puts me closer to the mark. The Permian Basin underneath my feet, where the oil fields pump and the highways meet. The flatlands sing a lonely song, 80 miles and rolling on, from EWM to SFL, and this diamond that I built myself. The road below is just a line, the airway is a friend of mine, leaving dust and taking flight through the Texas morning light. Waypoints in the garden like a string of desert pearls. Seminole is waiting at the end of all the worlds. The terrain is so level you can see the curvature. 100 miles of nothing, just the rhythm and the blur. The cattle tanks are silver in the rising sun. Every windmill turning, every race is being run. This is the kind of flying that they wrote the ballads for. A straight line eastbound, and I'm asking for no more. The flatlands sing a lonely song, 80 miles and rolling on, from EWM to SFL, and this diamond that I built myself. The road below is just a line, the airway is a friend of mine, leaving dust and taking flight through the Texas morning light. The ranchland stretches barbed wire and stone. Every section line a story of a life that's been alone. Oil jacks and nodding, pulling black gold from the deep, and I'm up here in the silence, a promise that I keep. Seminole, it's 50 miles, the garment says it's true, from EWM to SFL. The sky is turning blue. Smooth as glass, no bombs to break the flow. The DA-50 is humming and I'm letting my mind go, thinking about the halfway point, the fuel that's in the wings, the reason that I built this rig, the joy the flying brings. SFL is coming up, the first bow in the state, a milestone in the journey, a reason to celebrate. From EWM to Seminole, the flatlands had to say, now it's time to turn the corner and keep heading east away. The flatlands sing a lonely song, 80 miles and rolling on, from EWM to SFL, and this diamond that I built myself. The road below is just a line, the airway is a friend of mine, leaving dust and taking flight through the Texas morning light. SFL inside now, the flatlands fade away. Another checkpoint pass now, I'm eastbound, come what may.
Keep an eye on the fuel tank here, and it's it is Okay, you know, remember I mentioned a fuel is fed to the engine from the left tank, and so it's creeping down a little bit. The more even you keep it, the better. When I will fly Piper aircraft that had the option of a left or right tank, I would always choose the I put it in my nav log to switch every 20 minutes or so in flight, no more than 30 minutes, because you can really tell. There's some times where I delayed in doing that, and you can really feel the difference, like a left or right turning tendency in the direction of the fullest tank. So here, this isn't bad, and I'd say before, I believe that it's a 8-gallon limit, 8 or 9 gallon or something like that, and that's a lot. Fuel weighs 6 pounds a gallon for avgas. Diesel is a little more. I haven't flown diesels a lot. I haven't flown diesel jet fuel aircraft at all, except, okay, I may have got some stick time in the military aircraft. Can't confirm or deny it. But I am going to go ahead and hit this fuel transfer button. What I noticed in the recordings is it didn't capture everything that I was talking about. So I want to make sure I put all this in the center. So I have my fuel transfer knob on, and it shows that it is indeed transferring fuel. Now that's going to keep pumping. My understanding is it behaves differently in a real aircraft, but in the sim, my observation when I was testing this out between the last leg of the flight and this one, that keeps pumping. And the next thing I look up and I see a empty right tank, and the full, well, not necessarily full, all the fuel is transferred to the right tank, to the left tank. That's not good. That makes for an extreme situation, and followed by an emergency. So here's some buttons here that I need to master. Having never flown into icing conditions, I haven't messed with this. So I'm going to brush up on these, the de-ice system on the plane. Now all of these buttons and knobs work on the flight sim, all of them except for this one, the prop de-ice. I can just turn it on, but why? You know, what do we have here?